Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 21st of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. What I'm going to do is give you a broad overview of what to expect, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac sign forecasts. Now this week begins with the Sun finding its way in its new home of Aries. This obviously gives us an opportunity for a sense of renewal, for getting on the front foot with fresh plans, or revitalising the strands that are ongoing with greater energy and enthusiasm. So really exciting stuff. But of course the ruler of the sign of Aries is Mars, and that's in sector 11 alongside Venus in the sign of Aquarius. And Mars comes into a direct and exact right angle with Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, the modern ruler of Aquarius, on Tuesday. Now, therefore, it could be a restless start to this week. Mars squaring Uranus can make us a bit more impatient, more easily frustrated with limitations. It could see us experiencing a greater consciousness about those people who share different values to us. We may be more impulsive about spending money. Also, someone could try to dominate us and restrict our freedoms, but equally we can push back on any restrictions that are trying to be imposed on us. So that's an interesting combination. At the heart of this week, also Mercury, in its debilitated journey through Pisces, combines with Neptune. Now this is absolutely awesome if we want to embrace the more spiritual dimension, to do some meditation or perhaps some creative writing or listen to some really enchanting music, but it can make it more difficult to grapple with details, so our concentration could be affected a little bit at the heart of this week. However, later in the week, Mercury moves forwards to forge a very penetrating link with Pluto. Pluto in the sign of Capricorn for that little while longer. It's moving into Aquarius next year, 23, for nearly 2.5 months. And then we'll go into Aquarius in 24 for a longer stay. But that combination between Mercury and Pluto can give Mercury in Pisces, which can be very mutable, can give it a bit more shape. So excellent for thinking behind the scenes of situations, do a bit of probing or research. But Friday's quarter moon also occurs in the sign of Capricorn. And of course, like Aries, this is a cardinal sign, very much about leadership. And I think the energy of the sun in Aries is quite immediate. It's focused on what it wants to do in the here and now, whereas the energy of Capricorn is more about the long established ways that things are structured. So it can be like having to deal with someone in a position of authority, like a line manager. It could be an institution, a governmental agency, and we may encounter some frustration if something we want to do that's new and fresh and exciting somehow receives less than enthusiastic support from someone who's part of the establishment, if you like. But that Aries energy is given a significant boost on Sunday when Mercury, the planet of thought and talk, moves into this sign, and that gives it much more fire, much more thrust. And I think that whole feeling of a new beginning is definitely going to be rejuvenated even more. Now please stay with me for your in-depth horoscope forecast, but if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. If you'd also like to rise above Zodiac astrology and understand more about your own personal situation, you can take advantage of my special offer of character analysis and a 12-month forecast. Get 30% off. No two charts are the same, and it will give you searing insights for the months ahead. If you'd like to get your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link beneath this video too, where you can subscribe for that. Hello Libra, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 21st of March. Since last midweek, Mars, the planet of passion and instant gratification, which has been in a glorious alliance with Venus in your 5th house. So wonderful if you are wanted to be more demonstrative or perhaps more socially interactive. But that has been engaged in a tense right angle with Uranus. Uranus is in your sector of where you're most deeply invested. So it's possible in a romantic situation, if you are drawn to somebody but they are resistant to giving up their freedom, or perhaps it's you who feels like this may have been part of the narrative, or perhaps in an ongoing relationship of any kind, things have just been much more tense. You're usually the diplomat of the Zodiac, and the Sun, of course, has now moved into your sector of relating, which is a great asset, but it is also going to be squared by the Moon in Capricorn this week. So easy to feel very sensitive about the exchanges that are going on between you and others. Also because Mercury and Neptune are in a very fuzzy, hazy clinch in the early part of this week. Sometimes facts can seem stranger than fiction. Later in the week it will get easier to get that clarity. But once Mercury moves on Sunday into your opposite sign, this bumpy week can start to settle down. However, next week, the week following this one, Venus, your ruler, is going to be coming into an alliance with Saturn. So there are still some challenges to go through, but once that new moon occurs on the 1st of April, I think a lot more clarity is going to come through as far as relationship matters are concerned.